husband Jeff for that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell him I thought it was cool.
He's on here. He hears you.
Okay, cool.
All right, perfect. All right, I
Oh,
got
there he is.
going. So I'm just going to reiterate that if you've ever felt like everything's not aligned and you cannot get started, or you don't know what next step to take to get started, the short video that Ron played in a different language, but the image is the same. I don't know why I did that either, man. It just really saying like just get started. Even if it is a very small step out into like into the flow, into the traffic, if you just start moving a little bit, the environment will organize around you. And before you know it, it'll be so organized that you see a clear path forward. So
I want to validate that personally.
thank you.
So,
Go ahead.
um, when I heard about this, I don't know how many days went by, but a few days went by, and I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure who to talk to. But you know what? There's businesses in town. And I left the house and I went straight out there. I didn't even tell you, I don't think, CJ, until after. And I just started going in. And I literally said, I've just started a new role with a new company. And I'm trying to learn how people in business will respond to this product that I have. Would you take a couple minutes and just chat with me? And they're like, sure, man. Yeah. What do you got? There was no one. There wasn't a single negative, like, get out of my face. There was nobody like nothing like that. It was all positive every time. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to find another place. I'm going to find another one. I'm going to find another one. And I think I went to like 8 to 10 businesses. Now, at this point, not one of them have moved forward yet. Not one. That's not important. It's not important at all. I'm validating what Curtis is talking about. What that truck driver did is you slowly start pulling out into the lane until the traffic starts to shift. So since then, I've learned a lot more. And there's a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot where you say enough, but not too much. And that sweet spot is where you want to stay. If you get into too much, this is what Curtis is talking about. You get into too much, you get into too much depth. There's this type, the lining of the pipes are different sizes and this and that and all this different stuff. What happens is you end up confusing the person. It takes them away from the excitement and how new this product is to them. You lose their curiosity, and now it becomes impossible in many cases to ever get an appointment with that particular decision maker, right? So we can overdo it. So we really have to be careful. I saw something the other day. It was a general or somebody was talking about in the military. They're very specific about the power of words and you're precise with your words, right? So it also means less is more because when you're communicating in a stressful situation, the little amount of words that you can say to get the point across is better, including me right now, right? Because this is just off the cuff. So I just wanted to share. I pulled my semi truck out and it worked. So get ready to go. You're
And I
ready.
want to share something right back to Tara from Wednesday's optimizer call, the reset call we had with the optimizers on Wednesday. I stopped less than 1 mile from my office on Wednesday on the way home to get gas to fill up my tank of gasoline. And when I was in paying for my gasoline, paying for my soda, I talked to the cashier behind the desk. It was like a Valero uh, gas station, and then they have a drive-through car wash in the back. And I did exactly what I was hoping you guys would do on Wednesday on the optimizer call. I was like, hey, I work with technologies that lower the electric bills for gas stations like this that have these coolers. I pointed to the soda coolers behind me, like the walk-in coolers, and help reduce the water that's going into that car wash. Who would I speak with? Is this a franchise? Do you have contact with a general manager? Who can you get me in touch with? She gave me four names she pulled out a piece of paper and gave me four names. And then I paid for my soda and left. And I was like, on Wednesday, we were talking about taking a step forward. If you're talking to a restaurant, they use water, they use electricity. If you enjoy that restaurant, if it's like a place you go on special occasions, thank them for your food. Like when you're getting your bill ready, say a compliment and say, "Hey, can I speak with the general manager?" Have that conversation. We do have some conversation starters, very minimal stuff for the AquaFlow to go through today. But before we move forward, I just want to slow down enough to give somebody else, if you've ever felt that feeling like you're frozen and you do not know what to do first or next or ever, that little video that we just showed you, what did that bring up? And this is a safe space. We're not going to criticize anybody here. Did that bring up any feelings with anybody?
Well, to be honest, CJ, I've actually, this is a lifelong pattern for me. And so I've done it my whole life, and I'm 44 now. And, I'm fed up with it. And I've been trying to, I always give it my best. And then when the rubber meets the road, I fall short and I back out because I've never pushed myself beyond that comfortable level. And
Yep.
so, and that's the story of my life, literally. So right now, this is me not only overcoming this one challenge, but like a lifetime of this pattern. So
Yep.
I'm really like, okay, I've got to do this. So I'm ready.
Yeah.
Tara,
Just,
that's awesome. I gotta add something. It just reminded me, it's okay to work within your comfort zone and
yeah.
start small. Because
Yeah.
what happens is that comfort zone, that wall that we've built around ourselves will start to naturally expand. And before you know it, you're like, wait a minute, I would have never done this, but you're
Yep.
doing it and you're comfortable with it, right? So
Yep.
it's not like the Berlin Wall that you can't bust through or something, right?
Right.
And people think of, and everyone talks about this, you got to get out of your comfort zone. Actually, no, you got to just start where you're at
Mm.
and allow that comfort zone to expand around you, right? And this,
Yeah, I
to
love
me,
that.
that's just a different way to look at it, different way to kind of say the same thing and give yourself permission to get started.
And
Appreciate
fail.
it.
Don't worry about failing. Like,
Mm.
you're not going to fail. Like, thank you for adding that, Ron and Tara. Our job on these calls is to get you confident enough in the basics to start with so that you are comfortable with your verbiage, so that when you're taking that, and I know what that feels like, that giant leap of like, well, should I ask? When you do get those little words out, like, this was great. Can I speak with your owner? I don't even know how many words that is. I never even counted. May I speak with the owner? 6 words. Those 6 words are that leap, are that truck pulling out into oncoming traffic, or like Evil Knievel. I'm old, so I remember Evil Knievel as a kid, and he wanted to jump the Grand Canyon. When you try to jump the Grand Canyon with those 6 words, you want to know that you're going to land softly on the other side, or there's going to be a pillow there to catch you, or a parachute, right? What you're going to learn in today's meeting is the bare minimum to feel confident that after you ask those 6 words, can I speak with your owner, please? Okay, now you're speaking with the owner. What do you say? How do we get you so comfortable in that verbiage that the only scary thing or the only challenge is that, hey, can I speak with the GM? Can I speak with the owner? Can I speak with the operations director? Because then we can get comfortable, and then we can start to really reorganize our environment. Last thing, and then we'll go to another person. I understand exactly what you're saying, Tara. For too long, it has held me back as well. And the moments in my life that I feel proud of are those moments where I'm like, I just took the shot anyway, and it wasn't scary. It worked out. Like, so I feel you. Um, we'll give an opportunity for one more person to reflect on, what we started this meeting with was like the minimum amount of effort, comfort zone, getting started. would anybody else like a minute or two to share their story as well? All right. I guess everybody else on here is pros, and you talk to everybody and anybody that you can. You've already overcome what some of us are still working on overcoming. So that means you all have leads. So let's go into victories. Who has leads? See, yeah, see, you don't have to speak up to feel what Tara just shared or what Ron just shared. You don't. But I want you to take this moving forward. Ron, do you have that simple graphic that we threw together just to get organized?
Hello, this is Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, how are you?
All right. Thanks, Ron.
Hello.
Nick,
Yeah.
yeah, you're in the Zoom. Did you want to
Yeah.
share something real quick?
Good. You talked about opportunities this week here. I have an opportunity to be putting into the folder there tonight. It is a nursing home that uses a fair amount of water. Bills have just recently gone up, so they're obviously complaining. Guy was so excited, he went and showed me the valve. It says right on the water meter, excuse me, 3 to 4 inch. So I'm assuming it'll probably be a 4-inch valve for it. But I'll be putting that in there. He did ask about, some more information. I didn't have that brochure that I got from you that I'm working on getting my name on, so I didn't hand it to him yesterday. But one thing that he did mention, they seem to be like anybody. If they're going to spend money for some new technology, I know you've said it before, they're kind of looking for proof of science, you might say. And I did mention this deal about, well, the valve certainly has a 6-month return policy on it. And I said, the simple thing is nobody's returned it. I said, if they saved any money at all, they're not going to return it. End of story.
Right.
So
Right.
I will be putting.
That's awesome, Nick. That's how simple. Make it simple and let them take you into what they need to know to get advanced to an appointment. You got it. So thanks, Nick. I talked with Ashley. She manages a lot of the trainings in the Commonstead, and we noticed there was a little bit of confusion. So we have just a really simple graphic for the AquaFlow. You generate the lead, you set the appointment, enter the lead into leads.commonstead.com, tag whatever product that you're saying. In this case, it would be AquaFlow. When you do that, a list of presenters will come up that you can pick, and then the pro will present with you or without you, hopefully with you, so that we can answer all of the technical questions and the money questions and show them the value, ask for money, get the contract, get it signed, and then we hand that off to our installation partner, which is Flow State. That is our flow. Okay. So from lead gen to presentation is where this is our opportunity to build confidence. And I heard this quote this morning on one of the, like I was saying earlier, one of the Instagram accounts that I follow, and it used music as an example. Masters go deep before they go wide, and it really hit me with the analogy of music. And I am not a musician. I can't even sing in the shower without the neighbors complaining. I'm just telling you guys right now, don't ask me to sing. But if you are starting an instrument, like say the piano, if you start taking piano lessons and guitar lessons and saxophone lessons and drum lessons, you're never going to master that instrument. Okay. But if you pick one of those instruments and master it, along the way of mastering that instrument, you learn to read music, sheet music, and then you can add extra instruments very easily. If you try to do them all at once, it's going to be difficult unless you're a savant, unless you're like 0.01% of the population. But for most of us, it really makes sense to master one instrument first. So we're going to give you the verbiage that you need. There's only 3 layers to this so that you can feel confident to have conversations, enter a lead, have the appropriate information so you and that pro can present and increase our chances of getting a contract. All right. Thanks for sharing that screen, Ron. You still there, Ron?
There you go.
All right. Thanks. So I know this is ugly. We did not have time to dress this one up either. Well, I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to do this verbiage, just the minimum amount of verbiage needed. And it sounds like Nick talked to a senior living home or a nursing. I grew up as they were called nursing homes, but Nick's already done one of these this week. And thank you for sharing that, Nick. It was a little hard to understand. Wasn't very clear, the connection, but I think I caught everything you were saying. So what's the minimum required knowledge after we ask those 6 words? Hey, can I speak with the owner? Can I speak with the GM? Can I speak with a manager? Can I speak with your CFO? Right? The value hook. So I'm going to try to zoom in on this so it's more clear. Hey, we can help you save up to 30% on your water and sewage costs each month. Not hard. May I ask you who pays or who decides? Who pays or who decides what the water bill is or who manages operating costs? Who is that? You might be at a gatekeeper. This gets you to the general manager or the CFO or the owner or the accounts payable. Or sometimes you just get a facilities engineer, like a maintenance person. They love to talk to people because they don't get a lot of exposure to people. So, and then the qualifying questions, are you open to taking a quick introduction to our technology that can help your business reduce operating costs and keep more profit? Are you open to taking a look at what we do so you can make more money? Is there anything in these 3 bullet points that is awkward? These are all simple. So we can save you up to 30%. This is going back to the verbal precision that Ron was speaking of with the military. They like to be very precise. If you want to earn money at extremely large amounts and help large amounts of businesses save money, spend some time to learn these. Hey, I can help you save up to 30% on your water and sewage costs each month. Who pays that bill? May I speak with them? Oh, if they give you a little bit of resistance, I'm just trying to help you guys save money so it goes into your income, your profit. Which part of this is stopping you from making more money? Like, that's it. This is business to business. All right. So I'm going to take a pause there for a second. There's 3 things you need to know to start the conversation. These are the 3. There is no technical, what the valve is made of, how it works, warranties, guarantees, certifications at this level. Are you open to taking a quick introduction to our tech that can help you save money for your business? Or if you want to do it in a different way, allow you to make more money or keep more of your profit. Who's going to say no to that? If somebody says no to that, Ron has a great question, which is, which part of earning more money are you afraid of talking about? Like, keep it simple and fun and smile and laugh when you're doing it, be your personality. But if you can get comfortable with these 3, you're going to open doors, you're going to open conversations, you're going to get a large pipeline of people in your lead pool that you can enter as a lead and then present with the pro. Those are the 3 minimum sentences that you need to master in your voice to be successful with this. These 3 are like the first 3 feet out into traffic, like the video that Ron played earlier. Get out into traffic. You'll see that it'll stop and organize. I can't believe I'm telling everybody to jump into traffic. Didn't mean it. It's an analogy. Don't do that in real life. Uh, what technical knowledge might you need to know to sound relevant enough at this level of the conversation so that the listener is confident in you so you can get to an appointment? They're going to ask you, well, what's it do to my pressure? Nothing. Is it safe? Yep, we have all the certifications. What's it made out of? Steel, surgical grade. It has a lifetime warranty. You don't have to answer all of these with that person. You might have to answer 2 or 3 or one of these, or maybe none. Some of them might be so ready to save up to 30% on their water and sewage bill. Like, yeah, what do you need from me? Like, most of the time they do that, especially out here in the West. If you're in the East, not so much, but out here in the West, we have water wars going on. We don't have a lot of water and it's expensive. So if you do need some technical knowledge, and I labeled this technical, is it safe? Yes. Does it affect my pressure? No. Uh, what's it made of? It lasts a life. You're probably worried about how long it lasts. It has a lifetime warranty. It's made of stainless steel. It's great. How long does it take to install? Most installs take less than an hour. I was at an install yesterday morning. I got there at 6:30 a.m. We were done at 6:49 a.m. The first 6 minutes were giving my plumber the coffee and donuts and saying, hey, man, thanks for showing up early, right? 13-minute install yesterday. We like to say about an hour. Does it work? Does it do what you're telling me it? Can I trust you? Yep. It's independently validated by the NSF for performance claims that we make and safety features. So, are you open to scheduling a 15-minute appointment so we can show you a feasibility study? This is where we're going to pull Ron's picture back up. Can we pull that picture back up in that flow chart, Ron? Thanks, man.
I put it in the chat, and can you share this document with me? I don't have it.
Oh, yeah, I got you right now.
So,
Sorry, guys.
you got to stop sharing if you want me to bring up that doc or the other one on the screen.
Yep. There we go. So, everything we went over so far, you don't have to be an engineer. You don't have to lock yourself in the library or in your house and study for the weekend. You do not need to become a mathematician. In fact, I just want to share something really quick with you. I think it was 2 days ago, I got thrown into a quick call with a car wash owner in Western Canada. And he asked me 2 of those 5 questions. He's like, how does that work? And I'm like, well, it's on Boyle's law. We create a little bit of pressure in the water and it compresses the air out of the line. And he's like, okay, like you have something that you can, some science about that. I'm like, yeah, the scientists figured this out about 400 years ago. And he started chuckling. And I was like, if you want me to send you Boyle's law, I can send you Boyle's law, but you could Google search it. The Venturi effect is from about 300 years ago. Like it's already been solved. And he's like, oh, well, let me get my valve sizes and my water bills. I think he said he had like 4 car washes. He's like, I'm going to get all 4. That's where we're at. I didn't have to go into the tech specs or anything like that. It was just like, there's science behind this. But everything that we just showed you, you can prove to yourself if you jump that Grand Canyon and ask 6 words, walk into a multifamily property, the leasing agent, go into a restaurant. If you're paying for gas, talk to the attendant that's taking your money, right? Talk to the waiter that's taking your money for service. because we have service for that business. Nothing fancy. When you get comfortable doing that, you'll start to do it more and more, and it is not dangerous. So, Ron, can I get this screen share back, please?
Yeah, I'm not finding that document.
I threw it in the chat.
Gotcha. Okay,
There you go, bud.
I
It's
got
in
it.
your email. And it's open for anybody on this call. If you copy that link I gave you, it's here. But there's no pressure impact. It's certified safe for drinking water. It doesn't poison your water. It's actually safe. Like it's stainless steel helps kill microbes. It's pretty cool how it works. Quick install, independently validated. If you learn these 5 things, you'll answer 90% of the questions that you may get if you don't get an appointment from these first 3 phrases. This will get you to curiosity. This will like make that client feel safe enough to talk with you that they'll move forward into an appointment. And then the last step is I didn't build any bridges in this verbiage. What we need to present a good feasibility study, what we need as pros to really serve that business.
Can you zoom in, Curtis?
Yep. Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
We need a clear copy of the water and sewage bills. You can ask them to go into their office if they have a paper copy, get a good clear picture. If they need to look that up, trade information or help them look that up, get that into your inbox. Ideally, we would like 12 months, the preceding 12 months, just like solar for any of the solar people here. But now we're talking about water and sewage. Generally, we need the meter size. The only 2 variables are how much are they spending on water and sewage and what size valve do we need? And then we have a calculator that does everything else. It's so simple. Generally, the water meter size is listed on the water bill. Most of the time, it's stamped on the water bill. If it is not, if we can't capture that from the water bill, we can ask them where the meter is and take a picture of the meter, clear picture of the face of the meter. It's usually in the middle of the water meter, and it usually has a black lid on it that you open, and it's white, and you can see it's a water meter. Take a clear picture of that, and that's all. Then all we're talking about is a time and a date that they're available, that you can connect them with yourself and a AquaFlow Pro to show them how much money this can save them, how much income they can earn if they do this valve. No science, like very little science. Learn Bernoulli's law. We have the slide deck for you. That's one of the tools that you can use. The beautiful AI. Now I'll pull that up and share that with you, but literally this is how we can succeed. A, know all of these in B, just in case you need to pull out that tool, and then what to gather. So I'm going to flip to the beautiful AI, which we've shared in the past. That's the wrong one. Sorry about that. Oh, Desi, you've had your hand up forever. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that.
I was
Don't
gonna say
worry.
her arm's getting tired there.
Yes, she
Yeah,
is.
my hand is, oh, no, just kidding. Yes, that's the same presentation that you're gonna show that you sent me to translate into Spanish.
I would like this one. Yes, the one I shared with you, we need translated. There's no hurry on that. I know you're super busy, but
Yeah, but we need it because it's a lot of professional. They are coming to close deal in Spanish only, and we need it.
yep.
So it's the
I think
same,
we have
right?
a truck video that needs to be translated too.
Okay. Now, Corty, another question is, I know you're talking about go-to-pip business. But we work here with B2B, which means we have a lot of people that can install this. Any recommendation to approach them?
Yes. You have people that want to install these plumbers? Did I hear you correctly?
Yes. It has to be only plumber or can be any other that has kind of, exactly. That's what I was.
Has to be a licensed plumber.
Okay.
And this is for everybody on the call, but I'm going to speak directly to Desi's question. When you meet a plumber, tell them those 3 steps, like set an appointment with that plumber and an AquaFlow Pro and say, this is a plumber that I want to go install these valves, right? Set it up just like you would a client appointment, but just let the pro know, like, this is a plumber that's interested in this technology. What happens is that plumber already has a list of clients that trust them already. That knowing a plumber that has a book of business, once plumbers learn how this works and how simple it is to install, they will give you introductions to everybody that they think that this would benefit. It is the fastest way to grow your business.
Exactly. And they receive the training from you or videos from you for install it, right?
Yep. And we're going to start at that same place that we would start with, like a building owner, a client, and we'll go through how it all works. With the plumbers, we actually do a 30-minute training on how to do a complete site survey, which is, you guys don't have to worry about that, but you need to know that we train them to do that. And then we train them how to install. And the plumber that installed our valve up in Breckenridge, this was the first one that he's done for us. We spent a total of 45 minutes on FaceTimes and Zooms, and the install took him 13 minutes. And his brain was like, I can teach my guys how to do these. They're under my license. We can do 4 of these a day, 5 of these a day.
That
Like,
is beautiful, Cortez, what you just showing. Yeah.
If you could,
Beautiful.
if you can introduce us to your list of clients, we'll show them how all this works. You quote us on how much it is to install, and we can provide you work.
Absolutely. Now, the last question to respect everybody here. A $900 bill monthly qualify to this product? And I'm talking about Ellie Reyes. She's one of my team in Florida. She's here right now.
How much a month? What was that?
900.
Yeah, these valves will save, they will compress the air out of the meter, make the meter more efficient on any value proposition that we do. Okay. If the bill is $900 a month and we're saving 10% of that, how much are we saving each month?
$90.
If we're saving 20% of that,
180.
So the valve size, the diameter of the valve, and the monthly savings, if you divide the valve size by the monthly savings, you'll get a payback period. Generally, if the bills are like over 1,500 or more, our payback period is going to be under 24 months. Most cases, like between 11 and 15 months. On lower bills, it might be a little bit longer. It might take a few extra months to pay itself off, but the valve has a lifetime warranty, so the savings is going to stack up. Yes.
Curtis, that I think was Ellie's question. Is that correct? Desi, was that Ellie's question?
Yeah, that's correct. She's part of
Okay.
my team in Florida.
So we're going to do a little bit of back and forth with the so we've got less than 20 minutes left, so I want to get some of the questions
Holy
also in the
crap.
chat.
What happened to our time?
So Scott has a comment about data centers in the East.
Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness.
Get
the contacts. Yes. Data centers in the East. Yes.
Yeah. How long from sale? This is from Brian. How long from sale to actual install date? And then after that, we'll go to Nick. So Nick, get ready to come off mute, but
Okay.
Your sound wasn't great last time, so we need to test your
Yeah.
sound.
Yep. So from sale to install, uh, we're under 45 days.
Okay, perfect. Nick, can you try coming off mute? See if we can hear you well.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so the question was that is it best that we try to you talk about bringing a plumber in? Are we bringing a plumber into Commonstead, or are we looking to try to hook up with a plumber and work with a plumber, obviously, to sell the valves and they do the installation? Why wouldn't the plumber want to go direct? I guess I'm confused.
I don't want to get, yeah, I can see that I caused that confusion right there, Nick. So let me go back and clarify that when you're talking to a building owner, I should have thrown that question in. I will edit. It is a very critical question. Do you have your own plumber, or would you want to use one of ours? When we're talking with a building owner, some of these building owners have plumbers on their staff. If they own a lot of buildings, if they're a property management company, they may have a plumbing company that they do business with. Oh, cool. You have to introduce me to that plumber as well for the install, but the installs take less than an hour. We'll train your plumber. That is if you're talking to a business and you're trying to collect their water bill and schedule an appointment, or during the presentation when we're presenting the money savings that these valves make to a business owner, we will ask that. Say, hey, do you have your own plumber? Do you want to use one of ours? That's for the appointments and presentations. If you know a plumber and you want to recruit and bring that plumber into your organization in the Commonstead, like Desi and Ellie were earlier. Ellie, I see you down there, Ellie. Thank you. We do not recruit on this call. Ron and I do not do recruiting calls for you. We do education calls. So if you have a plumber that wants to learn about this technology so that you can bring them into the Commonstead and help them get their leads, make more sales, generate work, installs for them, schedule that as an appointment with one of the pros and tell them this is a plumber and I want them to understand how this technology works so that they can give me their we can build a team and I can be a presenter to their leads. There's two different things going on here, guys. And I want to be very clear. In the presentation, when we're speaking with your clients, one of the questions we ask in a presentation towards the end, because they're usually interested in doing this, it has a 6-month money back guarantee. Hey, do you have a plumber on staff or do you want to use one of ours? And they'll tell us. They're like, yeah, we have this plumbing company that we use for emergencies, but they're kind of expensive. Well, yeah, anybody called on an emergency call is going to be expensive. Do you want us to use one of our guys? Yeah, sure. Okay, great. We can do that. Or if they say we have our own, great. I'll need to get connected with them. It only takes me 15 minutes to show them how to do a site survey on phone, on FaceTime. It's easy. We'll train them.
Perfect. Thank you. So we're going to go in the chat to Scott. His question has to do with, is this available nationwide? Do we have trained installers in Delaware? I have commented yes, globally, actually, but I wanted you to have an opportunity to clarify anything on that.
Yes, we are anywhere where there is water flowing through a pipe and being metered. This is global. And I'm from Pennsylvania originally. Last time I checked, Delaware was pretty close to Pennsylvania, and I think we're global. I like Delaware a lot, man. It is a beautiful state. And yes, we do serve Delaware. Do we have certified plumbers in Delaware? If we don't have one on our list, we have a team at Flow State that calls, verifies, finds one. But don't let that stop you from getting leads because, like I said earlier, if you're talking to a business, they've probably had a plumber come in and fix something in the past. So we could ask them, you want us to use your plumber, or do you want us to provide one of ours?
All right, perfect. So the next one goes down to Bruce, and this is going to be a little bit of a conversation about residential. And I have to tell you guys really quick what happened yesterday at a networking meeting. I had this question, what's the minimum size or minimum bill amount for residential? And I just right out immediately said, we are currently not doing residential, and here's why. Our nationwide installer is a commercial installer. Doesn't mean it wouldn't work for residential, but what I'm really looking for is a developer who's building a new community. And he said, this was a real estate agent. And so I said, is that what you're talking about? And he said, yes. So, okay, great. Um, Now this isn't about savings or none of those things. They're trying to qualify and get approvals for building a community. And he wanted to know if it can be installed in residential because he wants to put that in this proposal to the county to get approval to even build the houses in the first place. Because this area has a water shortage. I mean, we're just running around thankful that it's snowing today. It's the first major snow we've had, which is really unusual. So I'd like to have you address this residential question that always comes up. And then I wanted to add in that, yeah, we can, if it's a developer and they're going to be buying, well, if they're building 300 houses or 900 houses or 1,200 houses, that's a lot of valves, right? So it's a different thing. While they're building a house, they put it in, they're done. But go ahead, Curtis.
So this call is commercial AquaFlow. We are going after the commercial businesses. There are at least 17 identifiable verticals. That's our main focus. Commercial. And I'll pull up a picture of the verticals here before we drop off. Inevitably, when you start conversations about saving money on water with a business owner or in a networking meeting or just with your network of friends or on social media, homeowners are going to ask you, can I get one for my house? Yes, as long as it's 3/4 inch or bigger meter. Send me your bill. Let me see your meter size. Show me a picture of your meter to see how difficult it would be for us to do. It will save money on your residential property. It just takes longer to the payback period. Homeowners think in payback period, but they're not as generally overall, they're not as focused as businesses are to net operating income, right? But you're going to run into that. The valves work in residential meters as well as they work in commercial meters. The difference is the payback period, right? The decision-making process, the installations for homeowners generally are as difficult as a business. So they're going to be paying the same price as a business would to install the valve to the plumbing cost. So their payback period could be longer, but yes, it works. And you can present that. There's a whole list of valve sizes and prices and installation, estimated install cost around the US and Canada in the Commonstead. If not, I'll make sure you guys have that. I thought I said it out last week, but that's for residential. What Ron was talking about, even those are residential homes, I would consider a home builder that's building communities as a commercial client. That's a great client because they might be building 200 or 300 homes and they might just be reordering 3/4 inch valves from you every 2 months and putting them in when they install the meter and the plumbing. Like, that's a great client. But we were talking earlier about getting started, right? Pulling out, just moving just a little bit. Guys, take a chance on talking with business owners. If you haven't done it already, I've had probably 3 or 4 conversations this week from residential solar reps that see what we're doing here. And I was like, you would not believe how much easier the business to business conversations are versus homeowners. They're so much easier. When you start saying, hey, are you open to seeing how I can make you 30% more profit? They're going to be curious. Like, how do you do that? Like, yes, you need to talk to this person. Oh, I need a picture of the water bill. Oh, that's my secretary. That's my assistant. That's my accounts payable person. Cool. Let's get in touch. Let me get that bill. Okay, I got it. We're on it. It's a lot easier than you might think if you're coming from the residential space. If you're already in business to business, we can tell you how hard it was in the residential space. But try it. Try the commercial. Hope that answered your question.
Perfect. Thanks. Before we move on to another question from Nick in the
Yep.
chat, do you want to address really quick for everyone about the connectors do not offer free trials? The pro presenter does, if
Yeah.
necessary, just so
You do
everyone
not
gets it.
need,
Because
yeah.
go ahead.
So as a connector in the lead generation stage and the appointment setting stages, don't mention the 90-day trial. That will come out in the presentation. I'll read that off. For a business to qualify for a free trial, we could go 30, 60, or 90 days. We do that when we're presenting the numbers to the business so they can choose, yes, I want to do this, or no, I don't. When we choose as pros, as presenters, to use that 90-day trial is if the bill is over $1,500 a month, $1,500 or more, and they have multiple locations that they want to get some data before they roll this out over 40 buildings or 400 or 800 buildings. Businesses, when you hit an enterprise like that, they might want proof on 4 or 5 buildings before they order 500 valves from you. Does that make sense?
Yep, that's
Before
perfect.
you guys made a I don't know, like 5,000 times 100, 500,000. Before you made $1.5 million investment on something, if you could try it out first with no risk, you might do that. Right? And I'm speaking from what we have in our book of business right now. Some of the enterprises we have in our business right now, 849 locations up and down the East Coast. One business, one decision maker, wants data, 5 sites. That's when we use the pilot program, the free trial. There's another business in Canada, 3,942 locations. They want their data first. Yep, we'll do up to a 90-day free trial. Give us your 5 biggest water bills with location, 5 meter sizes. Let's go. And if you bring that in and we get through that 30, 60, 90-day trial period, if that business is saving, I don't know, 10% that they weren't saving before, on day 91, when we ask for them to purchase the valves or give them back, do you think they're going to give back 10% savings to us? No, they're going to keep it. If that's 15% savings, are they going to give it back? No. 20%? No. 30%? They're keeping it. Then the next step with that business, if you got that lead and you brought that into the proposal tool and the lead entry form and the pro and you and the business owner decide to do a 90-day trial and they love what happens on day 91, we reschedule another appointment and we're like, how do you want to roll this out to all the other 795 locations? Would you be willing to work with a pro to roll this out to 795 more locations without any more conversations with the business owner and get commission on 795 more valves? If that's not big enough, how about 3,942? Talk to businesses, talk to restaurants, talk to chains. You'd be surprised how many franchises there are out there. Talk to the senior living homes, talk to the multifamily properties, run through a picture of the verticals, talk to your gym, if you work out at Lifetime Fitness. And what do you ask? Can I speak with the owner? Can I speak with the manager on duty? Can I speak with the operations director? Sure, here you go. What are you going to say? We save you up to 30% on your water bill, so this business makes more profit. Are you open to learning more? Yes. But what is it? It's a water valve. Is it safe? What's it do to my pressure? How long does it last? If you know those 5 things that we showed you earlier, you're going to cover 95% of your conversations. Even with the big chains, they ask the same questions. All right, next question.
All right. So before we go to David, get ready. We will go to the first question Nick has. I was asked, are there any regulations regarding installs? I think folks may be worried that is this even legal because the claims are so good. I actually had that question once, like, is this legal? Like people can't believe it sometimes, So
Let
go
me
ahead and
let me
address
answer
that.
that question with a question. If you own a commercial property and you have a leak in your faucet in your kitchen sink inside of your restaurant, do you have to call the utility company to replace that sink, or do you just call a plumber?
Call the plumber.
All right, I'm going to do another one just to reinforce this. If I own a multifamily property and I want to remodel all 120 units and I want to add new sinks and new showers and new toilets, do I have to get permission from the water company?
No. Okay, so
Anything on the building ownership side, from where the city meter ends and connects to the building, is the building's responsibility. There is no permit required for these. We do not need permission. Yes, it's legal. It's as legal as putting in a new toilet or a new shower head or building a new building, right? We fall under all of the certifications, safety standards, drinking water standards. Thanks, Ron.
okay,
We fall under all of those standards. In very few cases, when we go to install the valve with our certified licensed plumbers, we do have to contact the city in advance to turn the water off for a certain period of time on a certain day so that we can install the valve. That's where the permit question comes in.
Okay, before we go to David, there's a follow-up to that. I didn't see it before under Nick's from James, individual residential permits required. If somebody, let's say a business owner does say, hey, I want one of these on my residence, is that something that is also true that they wouldn't need a permit for a residence? Whoops, did we lose you?
No, I'm here. I just grabbed my coffee.
Okay.
Right about like an hour ago when I forgot to turn on the record.
Okay.
Okay. So let me go through the same set. If a home, if you're a homeowner and you want in your dishwasher stops working, do you have to contact the city to replace your dishwasher? No. If your toilet's leaking and you call a plumber, do you have to contact the city that says, yeah, I got a plumber coming in. Do I need a permit? No. As long as we are on the building side of the meter, which is the only place we can install these, or they don't work. These work by fixing the flaw in the meter. These compress air out of the meter. So we install these on the building ownership side of the meter. The city owns the whole meter until it connects to your plumbing. So in some cases, we do have to notify the city to turn off the water, but that's what they pay their public works people to do. It's just a schedule.
All right. So that sound you heard earlier was my timer. What that means is if anyone has to go, absolutely welcome to do that. However, we do stay on just for make sure we clean up any last questions. And David, I'm sorry, but you moved into the after hours questions, but go
Uh,
for it.
Permission to speak with extended
Yeah.
time, Your Honor.
Yes. I yield my time to you, David.
Thank you, Your Honor. Uh,
You guys crack me up, man.
so what can we do about? As anybody working in the commercial world knows, it takes forever to finally get to the right person. You're tossed around everywhere. What can we do to make sure we're not crossing paths? Like it would be like such a like, oh my gosh, finally I got the appointment. They're like, oh yeah, I know you guys, I already work with you, and you spend forever trying to get to that spot. And I know like everybody's sensitive with their information as to like who they're dealing with. How do we avoid? Because no one wants to also be spinning their tires at the same time. What can we do about that, and also try to protect our leads at the same time?
So that's a great, I'm so glad you brought that up. So number one, when you're having that initial conversation to collect the information you need and get to an appointment, like a lot of times these business owners will say, hey, we tried something like this before. You just have to ask them clarifying questions. Like, what did you try before? Most of the time, they're going to say, well, we tried this sub-metering thing, or we have these low use shower heads that we put in. This is not that. This is that single point at the meter on your side of the meter that inserts into the pipe. Have you done that? And they're like, oh, heck no, we haven't done that. So just clarify it. So number one, in your discovery, clarify. And most of the time they're like, we've tried some water saving things. Like we have the low volume toilets. We have sub metering. Uh, uh, Basically they're just
Yeah, I mean, I
monitors.
think what I'm getting at is I by the time you finally get to the person that could answer those questions. Yeah, because
Yep.
sometimes, like, like you're talking to all these other people,
Oh,
they don't really know. But finally, you get to the person that can answer all the questions. No, we already got it. No, we're already doing this. And at that point, it's like, all right, hey, if you're free, I can lock this up. But
yep.
then you finally
So
get there, and they go, oh, we already got that. you know?
So this is critical. Like if you are starting that conversation and you enter that lead information into the common stead,
Yeah,
leads that if there's a duplicate, it's gonna notify us, and then we would say, hey, there's somebody already working with this organization. It's gonna
yeah,
look at that organization. But here's my somebody might be working with that organization at a different site. And
right.
that's what we're running into the most, right? Like there are a bunch of people generating leads and appointments right now. And some of them are, I'm just going to say them. They're Chipotle's, they're McDonald's, and they're Chick-fil-A's. Like we're getting leads from all over. Don't let that stop you because a lot of like those organizations that I just named, there are corporate owned stores and then there are franchised owned stores. And then you talk to a franchise owner that owns 17, but it's in a different state than the other person that's working with McDonald's. Like, so one, if you enter that lead, if it flags as somebody's already working for it, we're going to notify you and we're going to like dig deeper and find like if it's the same store or not. Okay. So step one is in your discovery, try to figure out like they probably don't have an inline laminar compression valve like AquaFlow. They probably have tried something else and they've reduced their water usage. They haven't reduced their water metering, right? Number two, enter the lead. If it does flag, we're going to notify you and say, hey, let's dig deeper into this. Which location are you talking about? Because we have this location in Utah and yours
Yeah.
is in North Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, I would just rather, like anybody,
Yeah.
like, if
Yeah.
it's already taken care of, good, let me know. I don't want to be, so I'll spend my tires somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't want you spinning your tires at all. Like um, here in Colorado, Like my team has not run into any business that has this already or looked at it. And my team, my little team here in Colorado, has not stepped on each other's toes. Literally, there's so much business out there. Like I have a hard and John knows Ron knows this guy named John. John just randomly calls me. It sounds like he just won the lottery like every day. Oh my God, I just stopped at the King Super Distribution Center and I got to talk to the operations manager. His name's John. Can you put him in the system? I'm like, no, that's your job, dude. I can't keep up with him anymore. Because like uh he went up to Breckenridge with me yesterday, brought me halfway down the mountain, dropped me off at my car, and he's like, before I go home, I'm gonna find 15 more businesses. And he did. And not one of those businesses has ever heard of this or talked to another rep. All right, Ron, go ahead. That's a
Yeah,
great.
Casey put a good example in the chat, 1204. Ask the contact if they're doing anything about, I'm going to insert water optimization instead of power optimization and correction, right? So the point is, Casey's point is ask them,
Yeah, well, I
right?
mean, I think that's very obvious, but I'm talking about by the time you get to the person that actually knows the answer, because you're talking to like one store goes, oh, you got to talk to this corporate store. That corporate store says you have to talk to this one. So until you get,
Oh yeah.
there's a whole phase of getting to that person. Clearly, you're going to ask them when you get to the person that knows the answer.
So if you enter that lead and you were the first one to enter that lead, you have 6 months to advance that lead. Okay. Like when it goes into our system,
Right.
this will help too. You have 6 months to advance that. Okay. So if somebody had already been working with that company, like one of the leaders at that company, like a decision maker, and more than 6 months has gone by, and now you're talking to that person, that becomes your lead.
Okay.
If they haven't advanced anything past that 6 months, if they haven't like done any movement with it, that becomes yours. Step number two, what happens inside that 6 months if you run into the same one? Then we're going to get together with both people and say, hey, instead of stepping on each other's toes, let's be equitable and do what's right. Like that's going to be unique one-on-one situations. We have not run into that yet. It just doesn't happen yet. Literally, it would take 4,000 people on this call talking to 1,000 businesses a week to get to that point. Like, and then if you think about this uh, being global, there's get into your phone, get onto social media and say, hey, I just started a new business. It does this. Do you know anybody that works in any of these industries? Connect me. And you'll have a pipeline in a week.
So I'll have to take out the baseball bat till around day 179. Got it.
On day 179,
I'm joking. Totally joking.
get on the call. We got on every call from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. and we end up with like 30 or 40 people that say yes. Like, don't let it go that far. Like this is also how we started this meeting.
And I'm sorry I missed it.
Like just get moving a little bit and the environment is going to organize around you so you can advance. Ron?
Yeah, just to put a bookend on that, the other part about that is when you're talking to somebody and they say, yeah, we're already working with a guy. His name's Jeff. I think it's like Jeff Boyer or something like that. Oh, yeah, I know Jeff. I've heard he's a great guy. You're in
Of
good hands,
course. Yeah, of course.
right? And I know that's obvious. It sounds obvious, but I'm telling you, we've learned by doing these types of trainings for years that it's worth saying, right? And so we definitely want to prop each other up. Oh, you're in good hands. That's great. It was so good to meet you. I think you're going to just love this. Have you already gotten your water bill to him? Because if you haven't, you should do that right away. Send that over to him, right? Just, it's really important. And I think if that happened, Jeff would be really happy, right, Jeff? Thumbs
I got
up.
you, Jeff. Don't worry.
Perfect. Okay. So, Casey, if you're in a position where you can come off mute, are you still here? Let me see. Yes, you are. I don't understand. It says, does he have anyone in mind to ask? I like calling anyone and asking. You want to elaborate on that, or can you? Maybe he can't come up. Oh, there he is.
I was just being facetious and motivational, trying to give him a little nudge to contact his people before I get to.
Oh, perfect. There you
Yeah,
go.
that's all. That's all. Just a little fun, a little team nudge there.
Yeah. All right, I like it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
man.
Thanks for clarifying.
And I just want to give real life frustrations to everybody on the call. There are people that Ron, John, and I have spoken with that are super curious about this. So we dump a bunch of information on them before we get connected to the other people in their company that can help make the decision. Right? It's okay because we can go back and clean that up. Because like we made with it, how do I say this? Let your excitement carry you through. Anything that is overlooked or a point of frustration, we can look at that frustration and say that's not that frustration is actually a really good flag for us to like change directions a little bit. And where the frustration comes in is you get so excited about like all of the tech and like all this other stuff that you end up talking to like a front desk manager. Let me just tell you the story. We were so excited in Breckenridge yesterday that we went to about 6 other businesses, John and I, right? And just went in cold. And John was so excited with all the information that he knows about AquaFlow. And we just helped a business owner get his install done in 13 minutes that anybody that was going to listen, John was going to talk to. And I was like, hey, man, don't forget the most important thing. We want to get all of the parties that feel the pain of a water bill or would experience the pleasure of more income for the business involved before we dive down the tech rabbit hole. And I'm giving you guys a real life example. I hope John would forgive me if I use his name. He would, I think. But after about 12 minutes with a front desk person at a right at the base of Peak 9 in Breckenridge, beautiful little ski in, ski out, about 40-room condominium complex, right? It's a rental complex. They rent condos for skiers. I said, John, you just spent 12 minutes telling the assistant check-in manager that overslept his alarm because he was drunk the night before at a bluegrass concert, how 3/16 L stainless steel doesn't corrode. Do you think he cares? And John was like, oh, no, you're right. And I was like, I love your excitement, but can you just ask, like, hey, who would I speak with that would be interested in saving 30% on their water bill before you dump your knowledge? So be excited, but like get your people together, like know who you're speaking with, know your audience. Okay. And if at worst, you're telling a assistant front desk clerk that loves snowboarding and bluegrass music and overslept his alarm, after you do that, say, hey, who's your manager? Can I speak with the owner? Can I speak with the operations director? Who pays the water bill? Can I speak with them? And then go dump it again. You're good. So I'm complete.
All right, I think we're good. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for all your great questions. We appreciate it. And we will see you next Friday. Same time, same bat channel for AquaFlow connector training.
Thanks, guys.
And Tara,
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Whenever you ask those 6 words, like, hey, may I speak with the owner or speak with the general manager or speak with the operations director? You have my cell number. If you're scared, text me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think I'll be fine. I got this.
Yeah, I shouldn't use the word scared. If you feel a little bit anxious, just text me and say, hey, I'm about to ask this question. So if you have somebody that you're about to talk to, I can just reinforce how great you are. Okay?
Okay, you're right. Maybe I will text you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Corty. I will send you a test. Thank you.